Hello everybody, this is Lunaris Elron, and for this video I think I'm gonna talk about a bunch of bad anime this season. Instead of focusing on one anime at a time, I'm just gonna describe this anime briefly, fairly briefly, because I really don't want to talk 10 minutes about shitty anime. Okay, first anime is, let me see from my list. It's not bad. Okay. Maybe I will rephrase this video. It's not a bad anime, but anime that I dropped. The first anime that I dropped was Boogie Pop. Yes, it may be controversial, but after 4 episodes, I think I've watched around 4 episodes. I felt like it's not intriguing. It's a mystery anime. It's a supernatural mystery, horror, psychological thriller anime. But after 4 episodes, it failed to make me intrigued. It failed to make me feel interested in knowing more about the world setting, more about the whole boogie pop, the whole supernatural occurrence that happens in the story. And there are various scenes and how they handle dialogues and scenes that made me feel bored, or I think fails as a kind of a horror mystery anime. Here's the thing, horror anime or mystery anime is almost always going on a diminishing return. What I mean is that if you are interested in a horror setting, the more you know, the more information is released and exposition is released after that, it is likely that you will not be you will be less and less interested in the mystery, because this is the magic of human mind, that when we feel our own detail, it will always be better than when the writers, when the people who are actually telling the story is going to show you. This happens to me a lot when I watch lots of mystery anime in the past. I think that's the problem, because there's not many mystery or horror anime these past years, and even then, even when there is one, it's usually not that good or remarkable, because of this one factor is what this is one factor that I think that made me always lose interest in horror, because whatever in my head is almost always better than what is revealed later. For Boogie Pop, after 4 episodes, it didn't reveal much, but at the same time it did not really try to hook me. People said that the original was good. I didn't watch the original, and I didn't know what the original, what how the original look, and how is the how is the if the story is the same or not. But if this 2019 Boogie Pop, the name is Boogie Pop Warawanai. After 4 episodes, it did not intrigue me. It feels like it follows an old-fashioned anime style where it has some kind of monster of the week pattern of storytelling. But I would argue that the writer should have tell the story better to make me, to hook me into the world. But so far, there are no characters that I particularly like. The mystery, I feel like it's not that compelling, or maybe it's just not my liking. But I will also argue that even if the mystery is something that in the nature that I don't like, the writer should have told the story better and present it better to make me feel like I at least want to know how it will resolve. But in this anime, I feel bored. I don't feel the desire to continue more. It doesn't help that the titular character Boogie Pop is a she. I hate how she is acted, how she is voiced. She sounds so pretentious, and her voice feels so like how should I describe it? It's like the actors and the actor who voiced her and the one who direct her feels like she's this verbose and mysterious and enigmatic character, but she came off to me as more like annoying and pretentious. She doesn't have any charisma to make me want to know more. That's also another thing. If you have charismatic character with a charismatic acting, you can actually carry the story even though if the story is bad. You have to have good dialogues. This is something that Euro Butcher is really good at, making compelling dialogues. Thunderbolt Fantasy, I really love Thunderbolt Fantasy. There's 2 seasons of it, and good dialogues really carry the anime, even though it's a puppet show. It's a puppet show where the character has very little expressions because it's a puppet. It's a freaking puppet, you know. But how the dialogues and the voice actor voice the characters really carry the show and the emotions. But after 4 episodes, there are no characters that I really like, and the main story so far has not really hooked me. And if it gets good very good later, I don't care, because if you fail to hook me within 4 episodes, you kinda fail. Yeah, I have to emphasize 4 episodes because people usually drop anime like 1 to 2 episodes. They already drop anime. As I said many times in previous video, watching 3 episodes is generous. You never ever tell people to watch like more than 4 or 5 episodes. It's too much. I have no time for that because I watch all other kind of anime. So how it's already 7 minutes. Oh crap, I said that I want to only briefly talk about shit, but okay, the next anime is Circlet Princess. It's a goddamn, I have no idea why any whole studio even bothered with this. And how this anime get greenlit, I have no idea. The art is mediocre, the characters are annoying, the action scenes are laughable, is average at best. It has nonsensical story flow. Like the first episode is a goddamn disaster. I fucking hate the episode 1. I really hate that the fact that it's a studio where a bunch of people greenlight the storyboard and sees nothing wrong with it. Try episode 1. I challenge you guys. I hate it. I hate it so much. And then episode 2, episode 3 is disaster too, because the main character is the main protagonist is your typical energetic newbie, you know? Energetic newbie in a certain field of activity. In this case, it's called Circlet Bout, where you play some kind of VR game. There is a lot of detail that is poorly handled, and it feels like a excuse plot, and no one has any meaningful dialogues or good acting. Like when you watch it, like why bother when I have plenty of other things to watch? This is a filler anime, you know. This is like something I will put in the queue if I own on an anime shop or something, because there is it is function as a filler. So next anime is Meiji Tokyo Renka. It's a female reverse harem kinda isekai story. I say isekai, but technically she time traveled to the past. But boy, I really don't like reverse harem. I really don't like harem, but I admit that there is plenty good harem anime that is enjoyable and it has many merits. And I also think there are good reverse harem anime. For some example, I would not count Oran Host Club as a reverse harem anime because it is more like a satire and parody, but you get my idea. But I have watched something this called Magical Renaissance, something like that. I forgot, but it is pretty good. It has a good art. The characters are pretty good beside one or two male characters, but the main protagonist is admirable, and it started good. But this anime Meiji Tokyo Renka, the first episodes and then the second episodes really showcases the everything worse. The worst thing about the worst trope of this genre. How the female protagonist is just a helpless normal girl, and every other male is a hot guy that for some reason kept falling for her, and then accidents kept happening to move the plot and stuff like that. It's the trashiest of the trash, you know. I've seen lots of trash reverse harem, and I never finish them, and this belongs in that pile. Reverse harem has the tendency to be worse than harem, in my opinion. Maybe I have no idea why the audience of this genre is not more critical of this kind of anime. Harem genre is trashy, but once in a while there are good harem genre, harem anime, harem fanservice anime that actually has meaningful story and good characters and actually good scenes. But in my experience, reverse harem is trashier and worse in general, in average compared to in a normal male protagonist harem fanservice anime. So next anime in my list is Pastel Memories. Pastel Memories is a nostalgia anime. It's a nostalgia reference anime. It tries to make reference to various anime, and you shouldn't bother with it because all the characters are one dimensional. The art is shitty. It gets worse and worse. I think that it ruined my childhood. No, seriously. I've for some reason I've watched 4 episodes of this, and the first episode the second episode it ruins Gochi Usa. Second episode it references the third episode I forgot, but it references various anime including Rosen Maiden and Raw Kyubu, the basketball lolly anime. And I have no idea what is this anime supposed to be. Is it just supposed to make references? And it sucks at comedy, it sucks at action, it sucks at art and design, it sucks at color. There's very little merit. There's no very little meaningful elements in this anime. How is this anime made? I mean, like, just make some slice of life anime, you know? Just adapt thousands of slice of life manga that doesn't need much animation because they are just talking and making jokes in the classroom. They will be much better than this travesty, this trying to lure people with references to all the anime. I have no. I feel kind of insulted that they use Gochi Usa in episode 2 because I love Gochi Usa and they insult Gochi Usa. I don't know how they got the permission to do that. Okay, next anime is, let me see how long I have been talking. 14 minutes. Okay, that's good. And the next anime is, I hope that you don't hear the clicking sound. That is probably quite loud, but whatever. The next is Bermuda Triangle Colorful Pastrale. Pastrale or Pastrale, I don't know what. If I want to summarize this is a slice of life anime made by people who think slice of life anime is just a bunch of cute girls talking about cute things. That is freaking wrong. Slice of life anime is not made equal, and it's not a simple thing. If you boil it down to just slice of life anime as just a bunch of cute girls talking about cute things, you are definitely objectively wrong. There are lots of nuance and subtlety in slice of life anime that distinguish one to another, that distinguish a good one from another, and what makes one slice of life more compelling than another. It could be characters, it could be the setting, it could be how the dialogues and the humors were presented and acted. It could be the thema, it could be the various lots of things. And Bermuda Triangle Colorful Plastral, even though it has something that could be used, it is a freaking show about a mermaid, a bunch of mermaid. It's not about schoolgirls. It's about a bunch of cute mermaids, you know. And under the sea, they have this small town, and it's about. I've only watched 2 episodes, and it seems like it's gonna be about them trying to uncover the past of the town, something like that. But the dialogues are so bad. The characters' expressions are so bland and so boring. The artists, the animators for this anime does not know how to draw characters' expression. I'm appalled that no one, when they should have watched this, pre-watched this before they aired it, right? No, I'm surprised that no one mentioned this. Like, why are the girls' faces look so bored? They have no expression. They stare blankly into everyone else, even though there are 5 of them. The dialogues are as bland as it could be. I feel like this is made by a robot, you know. That's why I said that this is made by someone who thinks that slice of life is just girls talking, and whoever thinks that, you're wrong. Go fuck yourself. Don't underestimate slice of life. It's different. It has lots of nuances. It has lots of. There are reasons why I really adore one slice of life, and then I really hated another slice of life. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. The next one is Grimm's Note, the animation. First episode has lots of problem. Even though it has some potential, the plot has some potential, but after 4 episodes, it's just monster of the week stuff, you know. It doesn't addresses the actual serious implication of the Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny is a thing that every people in the anime universe has. Okay. I don't feel like talking a lot about this, but basically, this anime is just wants to draw a bunch of characters inspired by fairy tales and folklores, and that's it. They have a bunch of adventures. The main characters can transform into these characters: Alice, Cinderella, Robin Hood, and I forgot a bunch of other people. Red Riding Hood, you know. This is just people who probably wants to make some kind of Fate Grand Order inspired story, but never take itself seriously, and just becoming like something very, very. I don't want to say vanilla anime, because vanilla implies that it is actually good to eat. This is something like, if you put it on TV, no one would. It just become a white noise. It's something you put in for the white noise. There is no meaningful dialogues. There is no good scenes, except like a few decent music and the action scenes in episode 1. But in episode 2, 3, and 4, there's really nothing meaningful. If you are someone who actively watching anime, why bother watching this? There is no no merit, no meaningful merit, except that maybe you like some kind of character design. It reminds me of last season Million Arthur. Million Arthur anime is just for people who didn't play Million Arthur. There is nothing, probably nothing meaningful, nothing to look forward for. This Grimstone and the animation feels like something that for people who only watch TV in the weekend, like they are just hanging around in the hall, in the family hall, whatever you call those places. I haven't been back to my hometown for like months. I should really go back, but it is something that as of right now it's just like I said. And then for the next anime, maybe the last one. I think the last one. Oh no, I have another one. But this one is called Virtual Sanwa Miteru. It's a bunch of it's a YouTube show. It's a YouTube show by featuring bunch of VR YouTubers. But there's no Kizuna Ai. Thank God there's no Kizuna Ai. I actually like Kizuna Ai, and I thank God that she is not involved in this mess. It is not. It's a incoherent, unfunny mess. Don't watch it, please. People who actually watch these guys probably understand the jokes, but for people who I only know Mirai Akari and who's the one with the singlet, the cat girl with the singlet that plays PUBG. I forgot what. Neko? Hinata? Something like that. What's her name? Hinata? I only know the two YouTubers in this anime, and even them cannot save the anime because it is just mired by slapstick and more slapsticks. Okay, and then I want to talk a bit about this next episode. Anime. Oh my god, I cannot talk for. I Initially I started this channel for me to train my speech, and I feel like I have to. When I talk fast, my brain cannot keep up with what I'm talking about. So that's why I said a lot. I have something like that, right? Right. This is something that I'm really trying to improve. Like, no one is listening to this. I know that no one is listening to this, but this is a practice to me. If there is someone who listen to this, thank you for listening, and I hope you are somehow entertained by this, or you were inform something important, something meaningful that you find my review helpful. Thank you for listening. Okay, for next anime is Egao no Daika. You know what? Egao no Daika is something that I actually continue to watch because it is continuously disastrous. So I'm gonna make a separate video for that. So for now, I'm gonna end this video. So basically, I want to recap. Boogie Pop is not good enough. Secret Princess is just bad. Meiji Tokyo Renka is a trashy harem. Pastel Memories is just a bit for reference and parody. Bermuda Triangle does not understand slice of life. Grimm's Note is just your Sunday TV show that you put on as a white noise. And Virtual Sun is a random garbage. Don't watch this anime. There is really nothing meaningful for this. Anyways, thank you for listening.